Okay, so we're back, and I've did a little bit of grinding, not too much. I think it's about half an hour's worth. I essentially just got Rydia to level 60, because at level 60 she gets Meteor, which I will never use because it takes 99 MP and it takes forever to cast, but she has more HP now, so hopefully we will be able to actually just get through the final boss. I think I would actually, watching the video back, I feel like I actually would have been able to beat the last boss, but it would have been pretty close, and honestly I just kind of want this game over with now so I can move on. So hopefully we'll just kill the last boss now. I'm just going to run away from everything because I need as much mana as I can get to get through this. The one thing I'm most looking forward to once we pass the Pixel remasters is being able to turn off encounters when I don't want them. That's such a good quality of life improvement that they added to the previous remasters. I'm not sure why they didn't do it to this one, like the ability to speed up time and whatnot. There's all sorts of quality of life improvements that they have on 7, 8 and 9 which they don't have on these Pixel remasters, and I don't know why. I don't really understand why. Trying to understand what Square Enix do as a business is infuriating. Like right now they're complaining a lot about how bad all of their games are doing, even though they're not really doing badly. But they're complaining about how their sales are down and their profits are down. And then they do things like not release these Pixel remasters on consoles and release Chocobo GP as a Switch exclusive and pump it full of microtransactions. And then wonder why things aren't going so well. I think the mic might be clipping a bit. I'll just turn it down a notch and hopefully that will fix that. Yeah, I'll never understand Square Enix as a company. They make such weird decisions. And then blame everyone else. Like right now they're blaming their Western releases on poor performance of the Japanese releases? How does that work? Although they are coming out with a Tactics Ogre remake very shortly. I'm definitely going to be playing that. It's really obnoxious that it makes you watch this whole cutscene every time. Like, it's a remake. You know how to skip these things. Ah, we did it! Yeah, I'm not reading all this out again. I am the hatred of Zemus. I am Zeramus. I loathe all. Zemus, no, you know you are Zeramus. It's such a weird line. I get it. I know. I get it. I'm watching. I understand. I'm watching the same thing that you are. It's time for you to disappear. I guess the game does actually tell you to use the crystal, so... When I was a bit stuck, that was just me being a moron, as usual. I'm sure everyone was shouting at the screen. There'll be a lot of screen shouting throughout this series, I think. The gang's all here, except for Teller. Fuck Teller, he doesn't get to live. That's what he gets for being a racist uncle, or racist granddad type. It's still a cool ending though, it's quite nice how everyone comes together to help each other. If only we could do this in real life! Oh wait, there's Teller. Is he like a ghost? Yeah, it tells you right there to use the crystal. Clearly I was either just not paying attention or very tired. Probably just a bit of both, actually. That's right, I put Flare first, didn't I? How much damage does this do? Not much. Right, can Rydia survive this now? Just about. So I'm not going to try and bring Rydia back, because that's what screwed me over last time. Oh, I think Kane's dead. Close. Oh, now everyone's dead. That's not fair. Oh, this is going to be annoying having to watch this cutscene every time. Why am I struggling with this so much? Rosa doesn't heal enough. Can I raise the spirit more? I need her to survive more, is what I actually need. don't think I need to grind anymore because I'm level 60. That's quite high for a Final Fantasy game. Unless it wants me to grind all the way to like level 99? That's ridiculous. That'll take forever. Maybe I should slow the battles down a bit. Maybe that's the problem, like he's getting like 2 attacks in a row almost. Or I'm just not understanding something, like, am I doing something that's making him counter with bio? Maybe? He must counter with magic or something. I definitely feel like I'm doing something wrong. Like I'm just kind of going ham on him and just hoping for the best, which really isn't working. I need to think about this. I feel like that bio that he did was a counter attack because of how quick it came out. So the plan is I'm going to have Kain just jump all of the time, Rose is going to keep casting Kiraja all the time, Cecil's going to attack, Edge is going to throw, and Rydia's going to try and heal as well. And if this doesn't work, I'm slowing the combat back. I'm slowing it all down. So I can be a bit more tactical about things. You throw the defender at him and see what that does. Oh, I pressed Y by accident. That's wasted a turn. Don't even have any healing items, actually. No, not really. So will Rydia survive this? Does defend do anything? Not really. See, that's way too quick. I don't get it. There's absolutely nothing you can do about that. And then he heals for like maximum damage, what? I wonder if I could just do it with 3 people, because this will heal for more now. So that's going to fully heal everyone every time now. So do we just leave Rydia and Edge dead? This is going. it's going. I should have used a full life there, actually. Stop panicking. Stop panicking and just focus. It's fine. Kain is probably dead now, but it's fine. I'm not taking the risk of Cecil dying, to be honest. I probably could have used a full life there, but I don't want to risk it. I'm gonna need him to die soon because Rose is about to run out of mana and I don't think I've got any elixirs left. But this idea of keeping 2 people dead is probably the best idea, to be honest. This is the furthest I've got. Oh, Meteor, come on! I mean, he's almost dead. Hopefully this means he's almost dead. Hopefully. One more elixir. Oh, he's dead. Thank God for that. Woo! I did it. The final bosses on this game is stressful. That was earned. I don't care. I earned that. As far as I'm concerned, I earned that. That was fair. As long as evil exists in the hearts of the living, I cannot perish. Gra. Boom. Everyone's just like, now what? What do we do now? Well done. I had no idea you possess such strength. Perhaps the people of the blue planet have evolved beyond us Lunarians already. Yeah, you might have shut up, Edge. Zeramus's last words bother me, though. As long as evil exists. True evil will never die. Every living creature has at least a touch of evil in its heart alongside goodness. As long as there is light and darkness at the overworld and underworld, it will be so. Good exists because evil exists. Okay, David Lynch. And because it was your soul that destroyed Zeramus's evil. Or Zemus's evil. The same guy. What are you talking about? I was surprised Zemus didn't try to control you. I'm sure you have enough evil inside. Oh yeah, let's make jokes. This is the time I returned home. What will the rest of you do now? I don't know. I think we'll go home too. Yes, there are people worried about us. I see. I am glad you have such a wonderful friend. I look forward to the day we meet again. What about this guy? May I come with you? You wish to join me? Yes, I cannot return home. Not after all I've done. That's fair. I would very much like to meet my father's people. Ah yes, Lunarian blood flows in your veins. Very well, come along. But you must be ready for a long, long sleep. I am, thank you. You sounded very worried when you called my name. That's all. Does that mean you've forgiven me? How foolish of me. Of course not. I've caused too much suffering for that. You're off to spend many years in slumber. Yeah, me too. We pray that the blue planet will be peaceful forevermore. Come. Yes. Cecil? Are you certain you want to part this way? He's your brother. Oh, he killed everyone. This is like all his fault. I don't give a shit if he's my brother. Cecil. Goodbye. Goodbye, my brother. Thank you. I mean, I'm on board with Cecil. That guy's a monster. That's pretty. I like that. One born of a dragon, bearing darkness and light, will rise to the heavens over the still land. The moon's light eternal brings a promise to Earth with bounty and grace. Remember the intro to Final Fantasy Tactics where it like typed itself out really, really slowly? Before long, the moon would set forth on a voyage once more, seeking out its light. told you, it's a Local 58 ripoff. Though of Shed Blood, Life Time's March keeps the two separated on one on Earth, one on the Moon. As I said before, this is basically a ripoff of not only Local 58, also Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker, which I'm sure came out first. Goodbye, Mr. Whale. We shall begin today's training. Yes, sir. Where's Palom? Oh no, not again. And then I cast Blizzard on the creatures that we encountered at Mount Ordeals. Don't hit him, he didn't do anything. How many times are you going to be late to training? The Elder is really angry. How many times do I have to scold you before you learn? It'll be years before you're even half the Sage Teller was. So why does Teller have to die? Everyone else gets to live, right? They all die and then come back, but not Teller. Screw Teller. That's punishment. You must train twice as hard as your sister today. That's not fair. I think it's very fair. I think it's unfair. The guy's like 5 or whatever. When will you come to realise that you have responsibilities? You are heir to the throne. I know, jeez. I'm an edgy ninja boy that had absolutely no bearing on the plot. Your mouth says you know, but your actions say otherwise. The correct words here would be no, he's the prince. He doesn't say yes sir to anyone. Wait, what? Why is he... He has a thing for Rydia all of a sudden? Okay. Your Highness, you know she's like 12, right? Your Highness, have you been listening to anything I've said? Oh wait, Rydia's not 12. She got all grown up, didn't she? Because she went to the world of summons and... Yeah, time was faster in the land of summons? I don't remember. What a courageous young lady. Yes, I thought Rydia, etc. Why do I have fangs and you don't? I wish I didn't have fangs so I could be like you. How do I be like you? What are you talking about? It doesn't matter what we look like. With her around, the future looks bright for the land of summons. Indeed, I am sure we'll get more beautiful by the... What? Leviathan, what? The important thing is that you're like what you like on the inside, not the outside. Isn't that right, Cecil? It's cool seeing them try though, like the little sprites, like trying to give them the personalities by spinning them around. Like they definitely, in the next game, they definitely figure that out. Next game's charming with all of the personality that everyone has. You're a queen now, try calling me my king instead of honey. I know, but I can't stand being so formal. Oh no, it's time for training. That's just typical men. I have to go now, it's time for training! Yeah! A king shouldn't be... Don't say that, I think Yang will create a wonderful kingdom. Oh yeah, Edward, yeah. He hasn't cleaned up his castle yet. You might want to get on that soon. Your Highness! Is everyone the king now? Play the song about the paladin again for us. I will, but only after I finish my work. You want the castle back the way it was, right? It's a promise, right? You'll be watching over me. I'm helping the people of Damcyan. I'm caring for other people as I cared for you, like you said I should. Avenge me! I hope you and Teller are having a fine time together. Avenge my watery death! Who are these guys? Oh, Lally-ho! The dwarves, I remember. Need to repair the castle with great haste. Lally-ho! Boop. Your Majesty, we don't have enough materials. Take apart tanks and remove any useful pieces. There is no need to worry about war anymore. I don't know. There is a sequel to this game. I have no idea what that sequel's about, but there is one. Father, I wonder how Cecil and his friends are doing. I I almost forgot to tell you, it seems Sir Cecil and Lady Rosa are to become the new King and Queen of Baron. Oh my, is that how that works? And we haven't been invited to the coronation ceremony. How lovely. Lally? Oh, Your Majesty, we're helping to fix... You're not helping to fix the castle at all. I am the king! I do whatever. Yeah, fair. Now go take apart some tanks. Lally ho! Oh, he's just brooding because he's an awesome dragoon. I cannot bring myself to face you both. Not yet. I must test myself as you did, Cecil, at Mount Ordeals. I will train until I have surpassed my father as a dragoon. Only then shall I return to Baron. Find out more in Final Fantasy IV 2, The After Years. Probably, I'd imagine, maybe? I guess if they're gonna give it a sequel, it kind of leaves it open for one, so... Oh. Oh, I'm pressing the button. What is it? Who's Corio? I don't remember you. Why can't I now... Why is it now a cutscene? You have to see this. The moon, it's asking us to lay down on the front lawn and look up. Also, the grinding that I did, it didn't help, so it still counts. As beating the game without grinding, because it didn't even help anyway, so it still counts. That's what I'm going for. Really? I couldn't help sure, just forget it, it's probably just my imagination. Hey you two, why aren't you getting ready? It's your big day. You must have lost track of time. I'm Sid. You do play Smoochy Face all you want later, I'm Sid. Come on, Rosa. Remember Sid in Final Fantasy VII? He's an arsehole in that game. I mean, Your Majesty, can you stop thinking about better Final Fantasy games? Please, just call me Rosa. Well, Rosa, you gotta get dressed. And get some makeup on you. The bride can't keep people waiting. Come on, we haven't got all day. They're king and queen, they have as long as they need. Can't wait to see everyone again. It's been so long. Cecil, are you ready? Yes. I'm ready. He was. He was in my imagination. I heard my brother's voice say, so long. Oh, why is it always Edge? No one even likes Edge. You could like remove him from this game. And even in the battle system it wouldn't make any difference. The Final Fantasy theme always gets me a bit weepy though. It's like, it's so nostalgic. I don't know why they don't use it in the modern games, like the really modern games. They don't really use the theme so much anymore. I think the last time they use it is like Final Fantasy 12? Final Fantasy IV! What do I think of Final Fantasy IV? I mean, it's just great, isn't it? It's such a good, it's a really good one. I mean, the plot is kind of dumb. But I mean, it's like really tropey. There's lots of tropes in the plot, and there's like lots of twists that just kind of don't go anywhere or really add much to the plot. But I mean, I'd say this is the first Final Fantasy game that really has a plot, I'd say. Like Final Fantasy 2 it tries to have a plot, but it's just kind of nothing. And Final Fantasy 3 didn't really have one. Like, it's a charming game, but I wouldn't really say it had much of a plot, whereas this one, I'd say, is the first time where they really put the story as the focus. And keeping that in mind, it's pretty good. I mean, it could have gone a lot worse. Being such an old game, the tropes are obviously going to be there. And they don't really get in the way, it's just, to me, that just adds to the charm of the whole thing. In terms of gameplay, it's the first one with the ATB system. I always go back and forth on whether I prefer the ATB system to it being actually turn-based. I quite like how much more active it makes the battles. But you see with like the Zeramus fight, the difficulty comes from just not being able to click buttons fast enough. Which is fine if you don't have a 5-month break right at the end of the game, I think. In terms of pacing though, I don't understand why that last dungeon was just so much harder than the rest of the game. I don't know if I missed a lot of side content. I don't think that I did, from what I remember. I feel like I did all of the side content, but I don't know. I'd have to go off and have a look, because I don't really... It's not like I'm following guides or anything with these games. I'm just figuring it out as I go. And if I miss anything, I miss anything. If I miss something, I miss something. That's kind of what I'm doing. Yeah, the last dungeon was quite a step up in difficulty. I feel like they could have maybe balanced the rest of the game out a bit more, so it was a bit more of a natural progression of difficulty. I wouldn't say that it was hard, particularly. Like, Zeramus gave me a bit of trouble. I don't feel like I really figured that out. I feel like keeping 2 people dead, just so Kiraja healed enough to keep up, was a bit cheesy. So I honestly don't know if they're just expecting you to grind to like level 80 or something so you can survive Big Bang, I don't know. If that's the case, then that's pretty poor, I'd say. Especially for the remake. Because they rebalanced the other games, why not rebalance this one? But I don't really remember the original version of this game, particularly near the end. I've played it up until... I think I played it up until the Lunar Subterranean bit. And then I just got completely stuck, so I'm guessing it's probably about the same, maybe a bit harder. But in terms of gameplay, like, I really like this one. It's definitely the gameplay that they keep now until like Final Fantasy X, so get used to it, I guess. Even if you don't like it, you need to get used to it. So far this one I think is the second best Final Fantasy game. I prefer Final Fantasy 3 for its gameplay. I prefer this one for its story. Overall, I think I had more fun with Final Fantasy 3 than this one. And then I had more fun with Final Fantasy 1 than Final Fantasy 2, so in terms of my arbitrary list, it would be Final Fantasy 2 at the bottom, and then 1, and then 4, and then 3 so far. I don't really have much more else to say other than, I guess, the party, where I quite like how you have like a party and characters enter and leave the party. I prefer the job system, but if they're going to do it, the Final Fantasy IV way of doing it is better, I think, where people enter and leave as the game goes on, and you kind of get given like 5 characters, and you have to figure out based on their jobs that they already have. You have to figure out your tactics based on that. That's something they drop later on. Like Final Fantasy V has the job system. 6 has a lot of characters, but they don't really enter and leave as far as I remember. You just pick the ones that you like. And then 6 is kind of that's what they use going forward, without getting too far ahead of myself. But I quite like this one because you kind of get given, right, these are your characters and now you got to figure it out. I quite like that. But in terms of the party and the story, they are very incompetent, aren't they? Look how much goes wrong in this game for them. Every step of the way, everything just goes wrong. It's like me trying to buy a house. I think my favourite part was when Zeramus's hand just kind of takes the crystal. Oh, sorry, Golbez's hand just takes the crystal and they just kind of stand there and like watch and let it happen. They're not the most competent of heroes, are they? But it's charming. Like, at some point I'll probably get to Final Fantasy IV the After Years, because I've never even seen that game. I'm aware that it exists. I know there's a 3D remake of it as well. And I also know there's a 3D remake of this game, which I've also never played and I've heard is very hard, so at some point I'm going to get to the After Years and I'm going to get to the 3D remake of this game, possibly the 3D remake of After Years as well, either or. I was originally thinking the PSP version of the After Years, but I don't know, I haven't really thought that far ahead. I'm kind of burned out now on Final Fantasy IV, so I won't be doing the After Years next, I'll be doing Final Fantasy V next. I've been quite excited to check that one out, because that used to be one of my favourite ones. Back in the day, I used to prefer 5 to this one. So, I'm going to shut up now and just let the rest of this play out, but I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye bye!